Today we're going to talk about a really powerful idea for finding a career that actually makes you happy. It's all based on the book Do What You Are. I mean, think about it. Most of us are going to spend 40, maybe even 50 years of our lives working. That is a massive chunk of your life to spend just wishing you were somewhere else. So let's explore a framework that could totally change the game for you. Okay, so let's just get right to it. Does it hit a little too close to home? That feeling, right? You're stuck in a job that doesn't light you up, but for a million different reasons, you feel like you just can't leave. You are not alone. Millions of people feel that exact same way every single day.
And if you're getting that itch for something different, well, you're actually pretty normal. You see this number on the screen, 5 to 7? Get this, that's how many completely different careers most of us will have in our lifetime. Not just jobs, but whole new career paths. So that feeling that you're on the wrong track, it doesn't mean you failed, it just means it's time to switch tracks. But of course, knowing you can change and actually doing it, well, those are two totally different things, right? The reality is, making that leap is terrifying. You've got bills to pay, maybe a family that depends on you. Walking away from a steady paycheck, even from a job you can't stand, takes an incredible amount of courage. The pressure to just stick it out can feel absolutely immense.
So, if we know that changing is normal, but it's also terrifying, what's the secret to making the right change? The authors of Do What You Are have a really powerful answer. The solution isn't out there somewhere in the job market. The key? It's in here. It's all about really, truly knowing yourself first.
Let me tell you a story from the book. Meet Joanne. Growing up, she was the oldest of 4 kids, she was a total whiz at math, and she loved the idea of teaching. Honestly, every single career test she ever took pointed her in one direction: teach math to little kids. It seemed like the perfect fit, but after just 7 years in the classroom, she was completely and totally burned out.
And that's the big mystery, isn't it? Joanne did everything right. She checked all the boxes. She had the skills, she had the interest, she had the right values for the job. Her career path seemed so obvious. So what on earth went wrong?
Well, the answer lies in the one thing all her planning missed: her innate personality. The day-to-day routine of the classroom, it just wasn't giving her the kind of intellectual challenge and creative problem-solving that she craved. See, the job didn't fit who she was. And this brings us right to the core message of the book. To suit yourself, you must know yourself. So, what does it actually mean to know yourself in this context? The book breaks it down into 4 key dimensions of our personality. And understanding where you naturally fall on each of these 4 scales, that's the first step to unlocking a career that feels less like work and more like, well, you.
First up, we've got extroversion versus introversion. Now, this is not just about being shy or being the life of the party. It's all about where you get your energy, kind of like how you charge your batteries. Extroverts get energized from the outside world: people, action, activity. Their gift is breadth. Introverts, on the other hand, recharge from their inner world of ideas and reflection. Their gift is depth. Neither one is better, they just run on different fuel. Okay, next up, sensing versus intuition. This dimension is all about how you prefer to take in information from the world around you. The book has this great example. Imagine 2 people witness a car crash. The sensor focuses on the hard facts. I saw a red Mustang run a stop sign. They trust what is real, what is actual. But the intuitive, they're looking for the patterns, the possibilities. I wonder where they were going in such a hurry. They're always reading between the lines.
All right, so once we have information, how do we make decisions? That brings us to thinking versus feeling. Thinkers, they prefer to make decisions based on objective logic and principles that are true for everyone. They kind of step back from a situation to find the most logical answer. Feelers, on the other hand, prefer to make decisions based on their personal values and how the outcome is going to affect the people involved. They step into a situation to find the most harmonious solution.
And the last piece of this puzzle is judging versus perceiving. And no, this has nothing to do with being judgmental. This is all about what kind of lifestyle you prefer. So judgers, they love a planned, orderly world. They like to have things settled. They actually feel energized after a decision has been made. Perceivers, they thrive in a flexible, spontaneous world. They want to keep their options open and adapt as new info comes in.
Okay, so we've got these 4 pairs of preferences. How in the world does this actually help you find a career you love? Well, this is where it all comes together. This is where we turn this theory into a really practical tool. By putting together your preference from each of these 4 dimensions, you can identify your unique personality type. And it's actually a pretty simple process. You just pick one letter from each of the 4 pairs we just went over.
Are you more of an extrovert or an introvert? A sensor or an intuitive? A thinker or a feeler? A judger or a perceiver? And that combination gives you your own personal four-letter code.
So, for example, if you lean toward extroversion, sensing, thinking, and judging, your type is ESJ. And this simple code, this is the key. It's like a shorthand that describes your natural talents, your core motivations, and the exact kind of work environment where you're not just going to survive, you're actually going to thrive. Now, what's really cool is the book then groups these 16 types into 4 bigger categories, or temperaments. Let's just take one as an example, the idealists. They all share the intuitive and feeling preferences. So what drives them? They have this powerful, deep-seated need for their work to be personally meaningful. They value harmony, and they're super motivated to help other people grow and reach their full potential.
So what does that actually look like in the real world? Well, it's probably no surprise then that you find idealists absolutely thriving in fields like counseling or teaching, human resources, maybe even the arts. These are all jobs where they can use their natural gifts for communication and empathy to work toward a mission they really truly believe in. When you get right down to it, what this whole framework offers is a massive shift in perspective. It's about changing the fundamental question we ask ourselves when we think about our careers. See, it encourages you to stop asking, what are the best jobs out there, and to start asking, what is the best job for me? The goal isn't to twist yourself into a pretzel to fit some job description. The goal is to find a job where who you already are, your true, authentic nature, is your single greatest asset.
You know, over the course of your life, you'll probably spend around 90,000 hours at work. Just let that number sink in for a second. 90,000 hours. It's a staggering amount of your one precious life. So, the final question is a pretty powerful one. Isn't it time to stop just doing a job and finally start doing what you are?